What is up, beautiful people? CLGLifestyle here, coming at you with another video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and to support the platform. Also, check out the website again, CLGLifestyle.com. I have some t-shirts available for you for purchase. It's the holiday season right now. We are in 2024. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and so there's some t-shirts, and I'm gonna publish a couple more season related t-shirts so that you can get some purchases in a way to support. And also my ebook, I King Amongst Kings, a King David Descendant, Affirmations and for the King Who is Becoming with Spiritual Insights. This book is a quick read, 16 pages, and it's intended to help you on your journey to transformation, to becoming the individual, the man or woman. If you're large-minded enough, you can read according to the context. The context is that as spiritual beings, there are no pronouns in the spirit, right? It's only in the flesh, and it's a way to distinguish man and woman. So but the book overall is intended to help you transform your mind and to become the individual that God intended for you to become. So with that being said, I come on and I give these messages depending on the inspiration that I get, or depending on what I feel is convicting enough to come on and share. And so I was also listening to a message from another spiritual individual who was basically talking about the importance of embodying the person that you want to become, even if the natural right doesn't reflect or communicate this individual. In other words, even though your circumstances or your environment is not supporting or doesn't communicate who this person is, part of manifestation, part of living in faith, right, is to, well, let's talk scripturally. Faith is what? The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of what is not seen. So oftentimes when you are living a life of faith, and when you are allowing God to dream through you, you'll find that environmental circumstances, or the natural, as some would say, will not immediately communicate what God is saying or what you're feeling. So oftentimes there are seasons of development and transformation, because you have to move forward with the directions of God. So for example, maybe God is asking you to relocate to another state, right? And you're like, oh God, how am I going to do this? The funds doesn't make sense, the bank account doesn't make sense, the transportation doesn't make sense. How is it? Meaning, how you don't have a car, you may not be able to afford a flight, you may not know exactly where you're going to live in a state that you've never been in before, you don't have family, friends, or any connections on the other end. How is this going to happen? But all you know that God has given you a desire. That's the first step. That's the seed. So now that you have this desire, you now have to be excited about this thing God is doing in your life. And you'll find that some opportunity somewhere, somehow, is going to come about for you to relocate. So for example, one of the ways that it happened for me was through a job search. So in my mind, once I got the inspiration to relocate, I also started to figure out, like, okay, how is this going to happen? By me doing this, I'm exercising my faith. I'm saying, okay, God, I hear you. Let me do something to show, one, that I hear you, and two, I'm in agreement with what you're saying. So eventually I started looking. So the idea to look for a job opportunity in the state that I was being led to move to came about. And long story short, it was not a job opportunity on LinkedIn. It wasn't this professional Fortune 500 company. It was literally a job on Craigslist that was willing to eventually relocate me, pay for my traveling expenses and everything, and I would have eventually paid them back through through work, but it was me conversing with the manager at the time who was hiring and really pouring out my heart and saying exactly what it is that I was doing. I was reinventing myself, relocating, moving away. And it just so happened that he, in his time, a long time ago, had did the same thing. So it resonated with him. So my point is, God has a way of working all things out for the good of you. And he knows who you are. He knows your experiences. He knows your circumstances. He knows who he has called you to be. And the path is already laid out. All you have to do is be awakened and be obedient and do whatever he's asking you to do. So with that being said, the moral of the story is, don't worry about how things are going to happen. God is maybe telling you to go back to school, and you're like, well, how are you going to do this? You don't know how it's going to happen. He's maybe asking you to, I don't know, whatever he's asking you to do that requires money, because we've been programmed to believe that everything that we want and desire requires money. And that may be so in the end, right? Maybe, but ultimately, when you've chosen to partner with God and allow God to use you and to work through you for his glory, you'll be surprised and you'll always be in awe at how God is able to make things happen, how he's able to work things out. And before you know it, you're in the state that he's told you to move to. You've been here 4 years, you're growing, you're developing, you're in school, you know what I'm saying? You're becoming stronger, you're transforming, you're looking different, you're talking different, you're speaking different, you're dressing different. And even though it may not have been easy, and it's still somewhat of, a quote unquote fight, you have so much peace because you know this is what God has called you to do. And you would rather be nowhere else because you know where you came from and what he brought you out of. So with that being said, beautiful people, don't worry about the means. Okay, the means is minuscule. And in fact, most times it means nothing when God has said he is your provider and that he will take care of you and bring you through, hold you by the hand and bring you into that place that he's promised your ancestors. Okay. So with that being said, beautiful people, again, don't forget to check out CLGLifestyle.com. Check out what I have. I have some articles that, again, will support your spiritual journey. And then, as mentioned before, the t-shirts, the ebook, and what else? T-shirts, ebook, and we're working on some fitness content because CLG Lifestyle is a holistic lifestyle brand. It's all about just the human experience as a whole and bringing something fresh into the market. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, definitely check it out. Okay, love y'all and talk to y'all soon.